Welcome to Conscious Conversations with Terry and Leslie. Today's topic is what is beauty? So, Terry, what comes to mind when you think of the word beauty?
When I think of beauty, we think of something like a beautiful landscape or a beautiful flower. And when it comes to people, usually, we associate beauty as like the physical exterior. But I think, beauty is something that's much deeper. And I think our society, needs kind of like a restructuring with this word. I think it's kind of outdated, the definition of beauty. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. Recently, I was doing some research with the positive character books that I do. And I made a book called Beautiful Children's Positive Character Coloring Book. And when I looked up the definition of beauty versus positive character beauty, there were just two polar opposite things. The definition in the dictionary was saying something about how, beauty, for example, beautiful mountain, beautiful young woman. But in my mind, beauty is somebody doing a kind act, or someone being loving, or someone being helpful. This is what I've grown to know that the definition is. So when I think of beauty, I think of positive character and the beautiful actions that people do on a daily basis.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just, somebody paying you an act of kindness, or saying, a nice compliment, or opening the door for you, or letting you in traffic. Those things, make you feel good. And it seems like it stems from like the inside out, because you want to do something nice because it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good when you pay somebody a compliment, because you know how it feels when somebody compliments you. It feels good. So it's kind of like reciprocating that, but you're just coming from that place of love. I think that unconditional love that exists within us, that's the true beauty. And when we connect to that, I think we are being beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. When I was younger, I didn't necessarily understand what real beauty is. I understood it to just be this physical, tangible, material thing. And so I strived to be this textbook definition of beautiful. And of course fell flat on my face chasing this illusion. And now that I'm older, and now that I've had a little life experience, I realize that beauty, physical attractiveness is subjective. And real beauty is what is from the outside, goes from the inside out, excuse me. Am I being beautiful today? How can I do this? I can do this by helping other people. I might have told you this before, Terry. I had a dream about real beauty. And the dream was essentially about me sitting at a restaurant table with a friend, and the friend wiping something off of my mouth. And through this dream, I discovered someone being helpful. And then I discovered that someone was showing me love and beauty through helpfulness. And that changed my entire perspective on what beauty is. And so now when I see like TV commercials and things like that, I get a little bothered because of the portrayal of beauty that is shown on the television. And I feel it manipulates people's minds. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It just, I came from the same background where, I was thinking beauty was something on the exterior. You have kids will say, oh, that person's hot, or that person's, is cute, or they're drop dead gorgeous. And these are all things that we see on the outside. But, I don't think they're a good measure of what's really beautiful, because if they are doing something that we would deem ugly or, distasteful, or rude, or we wouldn't call that beautiful, these actions. If it's what they're doing, if they're emulating, kindness or love, or helpfulness, that, if you look at that, just it, these things, they feel beautiful, and they're just high vibrational, feelings.
Yeah.
So it's just, going past, the exterior and seeing what's at the heart. I think that's what people have. I think we're too quick to call somebody beautiful, and we can't do that. I think we get ourselves in trouble by labeling somebody beautiful. And physical attractiveness is a subjective thing.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah. So it says that in the religious traditions, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. One person might say that is beautiful or this is beautiful, but it's just a personal opinion. But physical attractiveness, fades with time. So if somebody, we might say, oh, this person is physically attractive. But if they're ugly in the inside, over time, their exterior is going to match their interior. And so the goal is to be beautiful from the inside and just sort of like overflow like a water, just like a fountain. You just want that love, that beauty just to flow outward and touch people's lives.
Mm-hmm. So I've noticed a lot lately about, young girls and young boys striving for the physical appearance that they see on the television, on YouTube, on social media, and it breaks my heart. I suppose that's why I got into writing children's books and talking about inner beauty, our positive character, because I think it's really important to teach young children and teenagers that what's on the outside doesn't equal what's on the inside. And, working on our physical appearance may be a temporary fix. But the goal really should be for all of us is to work on our interior.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like, how do we feel on the inside? Do we have a healthy sense of, respect and love for ourselves?
Yeah. So thanks a lot for talking to me about this. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we close out today?
No, I agree with you. We should, work on our children in in the teenage population and instilling them, what is real beauty. This is something that is from the inside. Have them work on themselves, have them spend time with themselves, maybe journal or do some self-reflection, or maybe take a walk out in nature so they can ponder what is beauty? What makes me a beautiful person? And I think that's where, we need to go. If we look at these commercials and we see these beautiful people, we should ask ourselves, are they really beautiful people? Because they're wearing the makeup and the fancy clothes, does that make them a beautiful person? Yeah. I think so we have to ask ourselves these questions. What is beautiful? What am I being beautiful?
If you have like a friend, if you go out and you're with your friends and then you fall flat on your face and then they laugh, is that person being number one, are they being a true friend? And number two, are they beautiful people? So if somebody laughs at you when you fall on your face, figuratively or literally, we have to keep in mind that actions speak louder than words. Yeah. So somebody can easily put on a face, but it's important, I believe, to wait and give the person time to reveal themselves so that you can make an adequate assessment of who they really are. I mean, at least for the time being, because I think that you're right. People will quickly jump to the conclusion of, okay, well, this is an attractive person, therefore they must be fill in the blank. Therefore they must be attractive on the inside. If their face is attractive or their body is attractive, they must be attractive on the inside. But the truth is, I think a lot of societies more so working on their outward appearance, the gym, whatever it is they're doing, supplements, whatever it is they're doing to work on the outward appearance. But what is that daily practice that they're doing to improve their character, their positive character? And that's, I think, a larger issue right there. We have a gym routine, perhaps, but what about our routine for our inner character?
Exactly. Yeah, just because you wear, a nice suit or, nice attire doesn't necessarily mean you're a gentleman or, a lady. So it goes back to, asking these questions. Am I being beautiful? Am I working on myself? So we just have to ask ourselves these questions and, come from this place of love, of unconditional love that's within us. And ask ourselves, what would love do? What would my higher self or the wise part of ourselves do? So, if, going back to that situation of the person falling on their face, if we laugh at them,
we are being ugly people.
Exactly. So we're being ugly. Or if we don't help them,
we are being ugly people.
As you said, our actions speak louder than our words. So it's important that our actions come from this place of love, or we can call it beauty. Our state of being, what we're emulating, what we're vibrating, is coming from this place of love and beauty.
When we think of people who truly make our heart sing, think of your best friend, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, somebody who makes your heart sing, who you feel good when you're around. Therein lies that feeling. It shows you where the beauty is. It's the feeling. When you think of that person, you're thinking of these beautiful, fond thoughts. And therein lies the true beauty of the human being. In the way that you feel when you think about them. What do you think about this?
No, that's beautiful. Yeah, I think that nails it perfectly. Just because we're coming from that place of love. If we want to do something nice to somebody, it's the right thing to do. It feels good to the heart, to the soul.
Yeah.
I think we need to see love and beauty as a multi-dimensional type of thing, where it's more than physical, it's more than mental. It's spiritual.
Yes. How do I make you feel? How do you make me feel?
Yeah, there's this, when we interact with people, there's this beautiful energetic dance that takes place. If I say something, pay you a compliment, say, I love it when you, open the door for me. I feel appreciated. I feel respected. Mm. And when I pay you that compliment, you feel good. And the beautiful thing about kindness is when you pay somebody an act of kindness, the person that receives the benefit, benefits as well as this, the sender and then anybody watching it. So I think it's so important to come to act with, integrity and positive character, because not only does it influence the people we interact with, but anybody observing it. And we're creating ripples of positive change when we're being beautiful human beings.
Yes, you're exactly right. Well, what could we say, what advice, before we end the program or end the podcast, what advice could we give to some young listeners about how they can be beautiful today? What do you think would be good advice for some young listeners? How can they be beautiful today?
I think they can just do something simple, something, like, maybe do a little drawing for somebody and just saying, draw, a flower or something and just said, I love you or thank you. It's just something simple, or maybe put a little piece of chocolate, on the pillow.
Or they could sweep the floor for mom and dad, wash the dishes, right? Make their bed, clean their room.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's just so many things. Pick up, if they're a teenager, they can go outside and pick up some trash. Of course, put on some gloves. Pick up some trash that's near the house. Help clean the earth. Be a great member of the community.
Or something simple too, relating to their peers. Maybe call up their friend and just say, thank you for, being there for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to have a practice of gratitude. Well, it's been great talking with you, as usual, Terry.
It was great talking with you, Leslie.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to Conscious Conversations, and we'll meet you again next time. Bye.
Bye.